Hey,
Camera.
Michelle.
Hello, how
I
you
have to
doing?
start recording.
Good.
Good.
I heard you.
Off camera here.
I have to remember not to rock in my rocking chair because I'll make you all seasick.
Or if you could mount the camera to the arm of the chair.
Yeah, well, you can still see the stuff moving behind me, so just kind of. So this is it, your final week. What do you guys think?
Um, I'm definitely gonna have a drink after. um,
Nap. Take a little nap.
yes, yes. That, but then I also feel like there's things I've been putting off as far as like I need to follow up with my advisor. I need to work on the guidance committee, read more articles, and so I don't think it stops. It's just not the
Yeah,
11:59 on Sunday deadline anymore.
right. Yeah, and people will start coming back soon too.
Mm-hmm.
So, people work sort of on vacation-ish, and as August hits, people start trickling back in and become more responsive, and because they're getting ready for the fall at this point. So,
Yeah.
Should we really be doing anything with our committees yet?
talk to your advisor.
Yeah, so like for me, my advisor said I should definitely meet with my committee in the fall.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. So that's put a little fire um, under me, so I need to do that.
It's totally advisor dependent, so
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a different answer for everyone.
Right.
Brian, loud
Yep.
typing.
Yep, I'm a loud typer.
So as far as the
And
Eli review,
fast. I can tell you're fast too.
so as far as the Eli review, just to clarify, the I have my revision plan. So I took the comments and uploaded them into the revision plan,
Hmm.
and then it said add notes.
Yep,
That's where I put my responses, and then I just share it with the instructor.
that's right.
Okay. Okay.
Some
All right.
people did email it to me. They found that was easier. That's fine. You can email it to me too.
Can you repeat that again? Because it seemed
Sorry.
like you were breaking up.
You can email it to me too,
Okay.
if that's easier.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I know when I was doing the
Obviously, it's
review.
easier. It's easier for me if you put it in Eli.
Yeah.
But if it's giving you fits, you can also email it to
No.
me.
It was, I mean, I think the first part was just trying to work it. Like, I didn't know it said, like, some people added comments um, under each section,
Hmm.
but I didn't know how you could do that. So I ended up
Yeah,
just
mine was
pasting.
buggy. I couldn't get it to do that, so I had to make new responses. It
Yeah.
would not let me edit the different numbered things. So
Right.
um, I definitely am in conversation with them. So hopefully it's just, I don't know who else would use it though. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
might run into Eli Review again. I know Carrie has been using it, but I don't know if how much it will or if it will spread because a lot of instructors don't use peer review
Mm-hmm.
at the PhD level. I think it's really important, but I again would because that's what my dissertation is on. So clearly, I think it's important
Mm-hmm.
as I'm studying it for my dissertation. But I think it's a really great. I know for me, it's a really great exercise. So I'm purposely in a writing group so that I can review other people's writing on a regular, consistent basis because I think it makes me a better writer. So.
Okay. And as far as the course material,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about the quizzes that are
Mm-hmm.
up there. I mean, articles, I think I've downloaded most of them, but is that stuff going to be available to us? And if so, for how long? And if not, when's it shutting
They
down?
generally archive the site. It's on Carrie's site, so as long as he doesn't take it down, it'll be
Okay.
up for a while. I know the 2012 site's still live.
Okay.
They closed down commenting. They closed down some of the interactive features and take
Mm-hmm.
down your page with all your pictures on it, the overview page. That'll get taken down when they archive the site, but a lot of it will still be there.
Okay. Good.
So, Andrea, what drew you to Eli Review for your dissertation?
Well, it was the data it was collecting. So I had been aware of its development because I was working in the College of Arts and Letters when they first developed it, and I kind of kept track of it. And I worked with the National Writing Project, and peer review is a really big aspect of that as well. And so I was really interested in Eli review. And one day I was in class and I realized that the data it was collecting would be perfect for a social network analysis. And so I started it as a class project for my social network analysis class. And then everyone liked the idea. So I just kept pushing on it, and then it evolved into my dissertation. So I never thought when I first thought of it that it would be my dissertation, but I knew I wanted to get back to writing. It's a pedagogical strategy I'm passionate about, and it had the methodological and theoretical implications that I wanted to, I knew I wanted to use a methodology. I wanted to use the social network methodology and hierarchical linear models and do some of that work in my dissertation, and also do some theory testing if I could, and I was able to get all of that in there with this project. So as long as I get the data, it'll be fine.
Hey.
It's a really big if. So yeah, we'll see. It's all I think about. So if everything's like, I know I have not quite gotten through all the digital storytelling projects because I've been like working on dissertation stuff and I'm behind. So I apologize, but I'm hoping tonight I can finish the last of them. So I'm not sure if you guys have had yours back or not, but it should be tonight or tomorrow night. Any other questions? Go ahead, Michelle.
So we have the site, and at what point do we need to put like our grades and stuff up there? Like, is that?
Oh, yeah. So that will be for the preliminary examination at the end of the year.
Okay.
And I think that they have actually even done that differently now than when I did it. And I believe that now you actually don't even put it up on your site. You're going to be submitting stuff into D2L. And so they'll have a really like clearly outlined way that they're going to want you to do that. And so you won't be putting, so I know I put mine back up. I don't know if you peeked at mine, but mine has all my grades and stuff on it from my first year because that's what we were asked to do. They do not do it that way anymore. So, but it does change. So they keep kind of fussing with it. And so I can't 100% say for sure, but just follow the directions and make sure you have a backed up folder with all of it in there on your own machine and then backed up to somewhere else as well, because you'll need to be able to access it yourself. And then hopefully having everything in Desire to Learn will help, because you can access Desire to Learn courses, certainly beyond the semester you're in the class. So you can see that as well. But I would really recommend having your own copy of everything. Just major assignments, really.
So I do have a question about the article critique yesterday. And so there was one section where Matt on the previous one talked about statistical assumptions for a particular analysis method, right? So then I was like, how do you find those? Because let's say, so the article we just did was, I believe it was Pearson R was the analysis, but then looking for the statistical assumptions of that. Like it's not, Rumlin and Van Ryzen didn't have it. And so how do you
Google it.
Okay. Cause that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah. You Google it. You have to, there's a lot of stuff you have to look up, and there, as you get farther along, you'll build your resource library and you'll be able to have that stuff faster, and it won't be a blind Google search. But at this point, that's completely reasonable. Even in class, if you remember when we were face to face, Matt Googled, I forget which test it was, and threw it up there from what he found in the Google search in front of the class. I mean, to show you that, feel free to do that. We all do it. Sometimes when I'm reviewing and I can't remember the details of a statistical test, it's faster for me to Google it than it is to go dig into one of my textbooks. So,
yeah, and I think that's
your
something.
favorite sites, and you kind of know where they're going to be.
I'm just not, I guess, used to. I never did that before. I didn't just go to Google. Like, my nephews and nieces do that all the time. So I just find that interesting to do it. But
yeah, there's so much that we have to know. You can't memorize all of it, and so anyway.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hello, how is everyone?
We're good.
Good.
We're discussing Googling things.
How are you?
Busy, but okay.
Yep.
So what would you recommend as a good way to spend the weeks between the semesters? Like, there's a lot of different things we could be doing. Certainly, researching more along our research interests. But is there sort of like, well, I really wish I'd spent that time doing X?
Okay, Matt's going to be back in 3 minutes. I would say that you have statistics coming up. So if that is not your strong point, there are like little apps that you can download that you could get started just getting a jump on some of the content that's going to be happening in your stats classes. So that's one thing that you could do. And they should open the course pretty quickly because that course pretty much runs itself, the online versions. So they tend to open those pretty early, and you can kind of peek ahead and see what the, kind of content is there. But that's one thing. If math is not your thing, that would be one place to spend time. And obviously touch base with your advisor. You could read, always can be reading. So any of those things are good options.
I ordered the textbook that was listed online. Is that premature? Is it likely to change, or is that a pretty good bet?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it until you're in the class, because it depends on where you saw it online. If you saw it in the course catalog, it might not be right. If they open the course and you've seen the syllabus, then that's what you want.
It was in the MSU classes you're registered for screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. I would wait until you see the syllabus. And if you're really anxious, you can email the instructor and
it didn't list the instructor.
Okay, so once the instructor pops up, you can email them and ask for the syllabus, or just ask what the textbook's going to be. So they probably are barely thinking about it at this point.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not on my end.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you have a joke?
Oh, shoot. Do I have a joke? I probably do. Okay, here's one. Did I tell you this one? What happened? Maybe I don't think I did. Maybe. I can't remember if I told it to you. What does a Boston pirate say?
Yes, you said that last week.
Damn
or
it.
last meeting. Because I've been using it.
It's my favorite one.
And I was in Boston this past weekend, and so that's all I thought about when I would hear people talk. Bad.
Yeah, it is. That was a bad joke. Yeah, I totally forgot to look up a joke. Sorry, dudes. Busy. What can
It's all good.
What can I say? I failed you. I'll look up a joke for our last one on Thursday. I'm adding it to my Google Calendar.
Very cool. Well, it was good touching base with you guys.
Yeah, it was good to talk to you too. Good luck as you finish everything up this week. Always email if you have questions.
Okay.
All right,
And
we'll do.
yeah, I'll look for that stuff from you, Michelle. And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I missed everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Yep.
hilarious. You totally missed it.
It was super deep conversation, and we just discovered world peace, like how to achieve world peace. It just happened.
Oh, I'm glad it was recorded.
Yep, you'll have to do the recording. You'll have to review the recording. We totally didn't. Nothing that exciting happened.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.